per person. If there are things that you didn't get a chance to say, you're welcome to leave any sort of written thoughts or statements on your way out. Alex here is going to be keeping time just so we all stay on schedule, and he'll just raise his hand when the 2 minutes is up, so please be respectful of that. And then I did also want to just mention, so we have our board chair here. Other commissioners would have come here, but there's a conflicting committee meeting going on in another room, so that's why most of the other commissioners are not here, and Commissioner Gamache is absent altogether. So I just wanted to let you know that most likely they would all be here listening to you as well. So we will start with number one with public comments. Please speak loud if you can. I'm hard of hearing. And however you want to go. Do you want to start, Mel?
Sure, I'll start.
Okay.
At the April 12th meeting considering redistricting plans, Commissioner Shelton made two statements I consider to be incorrect. One, that the League of Women Voters plan did not meet any criteria set by the commissioners. I've written all the commissioners already, indicating that that was not only untrue, but I believe the League plan actually meets the criteria better than the plan that the staff created. Secondly, he said that the county had to follow the court's lead and directives to make as few changes as possible in the commissioner districts. I should point out that the court are not the body that designates the redistricting for the state. And they only do it because the state legislature either wouldn't or couldn't get it done. Because of that, they chose to make as small changes as possible. I would contend, however, that the commissioners are the primary responsibility in the county. Therefore, you can make any changes you want. And you are not bound by any requirement to make as few changes as possible. This is your opportunity, a once in a decade opportunity to make some real changes to consider communities of interest. And I encourage you to not just consider the four plans you have, but consider something that's radical and different and will represent the people and yourself better.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Paula Moore. I'm from Now Then. I'm in favor of map A or B submitted by the League of Women Voters ABC chapter. I live in Now Then, and I agree that the rural areas of the county should be kept together geographically. I agree that Now Then should be with other like communities in northern Anoka County. Simply drawing vertical north-south lines in northern Anoka County on the four maps proposed by the county doesn't make sense to me. Future growth in Ramsey could dictate map A rather than B. Did I miss the opportunity to comment on County Commission proposed redistricted, you know what I mean, maps? When were opportunities to offer comments at the beginning and during the process? I do not recall reading about this in our local newspaper or on social media about the process. How did the proposed maps come to be? What was the rationale for developing them and drawing the lines where they are proposed? Who drew up the proposed maps for the county board? Again, I did not see this in the traditional means of communication. I sure would appreciate a response. I'd also like to see greater effort by the county board and its staff to provide clear, complete public communications from the Anoka County Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you. No? Who would like to go next?
I'll go next, I guess. Okay. West Falknett of Andover. Commissioners, let me start first with the county's map option. Why does the county continue to draw long, extended north-south districts, as Paula alluded to, when so many of the relationships cities have are just with their surrounding neighbors? What relationship does Circle Pines or the other Quad cities have with Linwood Township, which is much more connected with East Bethel and Columbus? Similarly, why force a connection of nearly all of Anoka with nearly all of St. Francis? Off script from what I handed out to you, if you must choose one map, I would advocate for your option C, for keeping the Quad Cities area east of 35 together. But also, why not listen to what Commissioner Look was commenting on yesterday with map B to take a look at a modification to your seat, put all of St. Francis into District 1 and move Blaine Ward 3 Precinct 6 into District 2 as it's already being done on your map B option. In the county's map, up to 5 commissioner districts have the possibility of electing a commissioner living north of 161st Avenue in what is the more exurban rural part of the county. But there's also every possibility that no commissioner would be elected from home north of 161st, leaving northern Anoka County with no representation by one of its own, which happens to be the current county status. Chair Shelton specifically criticized the League of Women Voters Map A last week for only giving northern Anoka County 1 seat on the board, but that was very intentional, as it does give a guaranteed seat to the 1/7 of the county's population that lives in the more rural parts of the county. Both of the league maps bring together east-west communities of interest while dealing with the realities of 7 districts of about 52,000 each. We purposely connected the communities that border Ramsey County's northwest corner off of 85th Avenue Northeast by connecting. Thank you, and you do have my written remarks.
I do, thank you. Yes.
In an article in the Star Tribune, the legislative auditor said, and I quote, "Because of the Met Council's taxing and policy authority, they should be accountable to a regional constituencies of those impacted by its decisions. As a property tax payer in Anoka County, one might change that quote to read, because of its taxing and policy authority, Anoka County should be accountable to a local constituency of those impacted by its decisions." In an article, Rhonda Severaja, chair, at that time chair of the Anoka County Board, said, and I quote, "Minnesotans take pride in having an active role in the decision-making process when it comes to public services. But the current structure of the Met Council keeps their voices silent. Let's change that to read, Minnesotans take pride in having an active role in the decision-making process when it comes to public services, but the current structure of the Anoka County Commission keeps their voices silent." A recent article in the ABC newspaper states this about a recent coalition of metro area called the CMAL study. They say Anoka is the only metro county that has not adopted a code of ethics, disallows public comment at county board meetings, does not.
Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who would like to speak? Okay, well, again, thank you for taking time to be here, and you're welcome to stay for the entire meeting. We will move on to action item number 2, consider resolution 2022 PR2, authorizing execution of the 2022 Help America Vote Act Election Security Grant Agreement. And I will, Paul, thank you. I will let you take it from there.
Yes, Madam Chair, Commissioners,